What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel and thanks for checking out this video. Today we're diving into the DeEEP Network. That's D-E-E-E-P. Now this is a groundbreaking decentralized infrastructure platform developed by NerdNode that is designed to support Web3 applications. Now if you haven't heard about them, DeEEP allows users to monetize unused bandwidth by hosting various services including blockchain nodes, IPFS servers, game hosting, and a bunch of other utilities and managed services for a continuously growing list of big blockchain projects. Heads up, this video may be a little bit longer than I originally planned, but it includes information on a bunch of things that I didn't know and had questions about, which I found answers for while setting up and researching all about this new DeEEP project. So hopefully it's comprehensive and helps some of you who are in the same boat as I was when I first heard about DeEEP and are interested in getting more involved with the project and considering buying one of these units for yourself. Now, before we dig deeper, let's talk really quickly about some of the key features of the DeEEP network. First, like most DePIN and cryptocurrency related projects, you can monetize unused bandwidth and turn your excess bandwidth into a revenue stream by contributing to DeEEP's infrastructure. Second, it's got robust security. By utilizing advanced secure computing techniques, DeEEP ensures top-tier security through strict workload isolation and hardware attestation protecting against unauthorized access and tampering. Third is the reliance on community-driven growth. The team at DeEEP invites the community to participate in hosting, governance, and network development, fostering a decentralized and transparent ecosystem. And then best of all, it's a completely passive way to earn and potentially one of the most high potential short-term and long-term mining opportunities available. DeEEP is more than just crypto nodes. The network can host video game servers and more traditional workloads that many people use services like AWS for, reinforcing just how huge this project will be. Now that just might seem like a lot of word salad to most of you, but I promise it will get easier to understand as we proceed through this video. Now, at the time of recording this video, the project is still in an extremely early stage and they've only had a few drops of these devices in their first few batches. In fact, the last update I got was that they currently have about 1,700 or more units in total, which they're releasing in batches, with a goal of hitting a maximum of 50,000 to 100,000 units total over the next few years. Now this of course means that there is a huge opportunity to still be part of the lucky few who can get a founder unit, which is what they're calling the first batch of thousands of units, with the most opportunity to earn the most. Now, like all DePIN and crypto opportunities, this is a time-sensitive video if you're looking to get in early on this and benefit with the early adopter rewards, which I'll talk about later in this video. Now, before moving on, I do want to thank Helium Deploy for sending me this unit to unbox, review, and share with you. Now, this video is not a paid sponsorship, so I'm just sharing with you my input on an opportunity that I think has a lot of potential, and as usual, nothing in this video serves as financial advice. In addition to that, I still think this is too early to tell how good it is, and like most cryptocurrency and DePIN projects, it's definitely speculative. But based on everything that I've read and researched, I think there is a lot of promise for this project. Now, if you're watching this video and you decide you want to purchase a unit or units for yourself, I'll leave links to where you can get it in the video description below. If not, and you just want to learn more about this and other DePIN projects, please do support this channel by subscribing. Anyways, the project is again called the DeEEP Network, and it's developed and maintained by NerdNode, which is a Web3 node hosting and decentralization network company that's been operating for the past 4 years. They offer services similar to that of Amazon, and what they're trying to implement and trying to do with DeEEP is a decentralization of all those hosting services. They're a completely self-funded company, which means they have no one to answer to except themselves. It also means that all capital that funds the project and the purchase of any DeEEP tokens will not go to venture capitalists who can then turn around and dump those tokens on the community once the project is fully launched. All tokens purchased are strictly for the community itself. So first off, how does the DeEEP network and this device tie into that overall mission? Well, if you're watching this video, you're probably familiar with blockchains like Ethereum, or even projects like Gala, or even decentralized ecosystems that utilize nodes to validate blockchain transactions. All of those projects use nodes to keep those ecosystems decentralized and working. Those node owners are also sometimes referred to as miners. Those individuals running nodes are rewarded through crypto and tokens, and in cases of big companies like AWS, they're paid for their services. Now, unfortunately for most, setting up a node requires a lot of technical knowledge, a lot of time in terms of maintenance, and oftentimes a lot of money, which in turn is prohibitive for most people. Now, this is where the DeEEP Network comes in. This project offers this plug-and-play device that anyone can use and run without too much technical knowledge, very little upkeep, at a somewhat nominal cost. Once you plug it in, there is virtually nothing else that you need to do because the team at DeEEP and NerdNode will update, maintain, and manage all the nodes for us. Now, the only caveat to that is that NerdNode does get 30% of the utility rewards from your device, giving you 70% of the rewards for a completely passive device. Now, I don't know about you, but that is something that I can live with. There are other ways to earn using this device, but we'll cover more of that later in this video. Okay, so by now you may be asking yourself, why is NerdNode selling these devices instead of hosting all these nodes themselves? Well, currently most Web 2 and Web 3 services and servers running applications, websites, and other projects such as Solana and Ethereum are run and managed by just a few large companies like AWS, Hetzner, and even Google. Now, this goes against everything decentralization, Web3, and crypto is trying to accomplish. Because in essence, everything ends up being somewhat centralized with these larger companies who end up controlling and reaping all the rewards. Now, in the case of Solana and Ethereum, these large companies have a stake in hosting a majority of these ecosystems' validator nodes. Now, this is what the DeEEP Network and NerdNode are trying to accomplish with this project. A true democratization and decentralization where owners like you and I own the nodes and reap all the rewards. They truly believe when the community wins, the DeEEP Network wins. Now, to take it a step further, the hope is that eventually other node hosting providers, such as Amazon, will also join DeEEP, so NerdNode isn't the only company bringing in workloads. This reduces the need for massive data centers and offers a truly decentralized ecosystem. Now, what's nice and what gives me a positive outlook on this project is the already long list of services and nodes the device will perform, which continues to grow, as well as all the blockchain projects they support. Now, as you can see, this network currently performs workloads for some of the biggest blockchains and projects around, resulting in potential for short-term and long-term earnings. It's almost like you're mining across a bunch of different crypto and DePIN projects with a single device. Anyways, enough about the DeEEP Network. Let's talk about setting up the device and what comes in the box. Now, to join the DeEEP Network, you'll need a DeEEP device like the one that I have right here that was provided to me by Helium Deploy. Now, this device has an Intel chipset with vPro Enterprise, TPM 2.0, 32 gigs of encrypted RAM, and a 1 terabyte NVMe drive. And then the device itself is designed for easy setup, allowing you to start earning immediately with very minimal effort. Now, also in the box comes with what I think is an expansion board, which I guess is included for any future accessories or upgrades to really allow you to future-proof your device. Now, I did also add this additional external screen so I could see what's going on in the box and in case I need to debug anything, but it definitely is optional. Now, what's also nice is that if you do decide you want out of the DeEEP Network, which I can't see why you would, you can reset this device and make it a normal mini PC, which means that it does have utility outside of being just a DeEEP node. The things that I can think of for use for this device are, for example, a media server, since it does also have a full-size PCIe slot, dual USB-C and USB 3 ports, and also a couple of 2.5 and SFP 10 gigabit Ethernet ports. It's basically a computer in a small form factor. Now, when it comes to setting this thing up, all you need to do is plug in the power cable, connect it to your router or your internet modem, and then power it on. It's as easy as that. Now, after connecting, you can go to the dashboard, which I'll put the link somewhere around here, and you can visit that link and then sign in with your email address that you used to purchase your device. Now, when you're signed in, you should see your device name and the status should be showing alive. You may have to wait a few minutes, but if after a day or two your device isn't showing up, which happened in my case, all I did was email NerdNode support, and I gave them my email address and my miner name, and they got me online in a matter of minutes. Their support is truly amazing and responsive. Now, in addition to that, if you are plugging it into your router, you may also need to open or forward some ports to the router to maximize your earnings. Otherwise, there is that potential that your earnings may get cut in half if your ports aren't open. Now, when it comes to earning potential, and I think this is still up in the air, by hosting services on the DeEEP network, you can earn DeEEP tokens, which really serve as the platform's native currency for transactions and governance participation. But again, there is not really any clear information on earning potential except early on. So that's, I guess, yet to come. Now, as you can see, this device is fairly small, but I guess the question is, how much power and data bandwidth does this device use? Well, in order to maximize your device's earning potential, it is recommended that you need at least 100 Mbps of bandwidth down and at least 10 Mbps of data up. Now, by default, the device is pre-configured to use 100 Mbps of bandwidth, so you should have at least the minimum speed to accommodate this device, which shouldn't be an issue in this day and age. Now, you are able to adjust the bandwidth percentage usage up or down yourself depending on your preferences, and at this time, I'm not really sure if increasing the bandwidth will help you earn more or even get you more jobs allocated. But I would assume that since NerdNode wants to keep the workload fair across the network, it probably doesn't make a difference. Now, the device power use is about 35 watts when the device is sitting idle, and then it is about 60 to 100 watts when it is working. At least that is what I was told, which isn't much of a power draw at all. Now, what's also nice is that this project, unlike other DeEEP projects, is that you can run multiple devices on the same wireless network at the same location without any issues or impact to your earnings. Now, the only catch is that you'll want to make sure that you do have twice the necessary bandwidth to support the minimum requirements for every single device, which again, in this day and age, shouldn't be an issue because most people do have high-speed connections. Now, as mentioned before, the DeEEP token that every node owner will earn is the central monetary unit of their ecosystem. It'll be used for transaction fees, hosting services, for buying future hardware, governance, staking, and then a whole lot of other stuff that I guess is still being determined. Now, what's also nice is that there are no DeEEP tokens that will be pre-mined or airdropped. The token itself is inflationary, and like other cryptocurrencies, new tokens are continuously minted as the device network grows. So the more devices that join, the more tokens become available. Now there is, however, like most projects, a maximum supply of tokens that will ever be available. Now, as mentioned previously, aside from the founder rewards, there are 2 additional passive income streams and ways to earn using this device. One is minting rewards, and then the second is hosting rewards. Now, within the minting rewards category, you are rewarded simply by plugging your device in and supporting the network. As an early adopter, you do get a bigger piece of the pie because there is a smaller number of units connected and doing work. Now, as of now, DeEEP is in testnet, so no actual earnings will show up in your dashboard, and that's actually a lot of questions that I had at the beginning because I didn't know if mine was working or not. But if you are an early adopter and it is still a good time to get in, the first 10,000 units can expect to receive 10,000 DeEEP tokens per month for a year, which really averages to approximately 333 DeEEP tokens per day, which will start being paid out when DeEEP enters its mainnet. Now currently there is no pricing conversion to determine the value of all those tokens, but like most crypto and DeEEP projects, the potential for higher value earnings is greater for those who get in early. So definitely, if you're thinking about it, now is the time to jump in. And then, because of the magnitude and the potential for this project, the value of each token is exponentially greater. Now currently, the way your earnings are tracked are by the number of days your unit is online, which you can see in the dashboard. Now once DeEEP launches on mainnet, those days are converted into actual tokens which will be paid out to your wallet. Now in addition to minting rewards, the second income stream is hosting rewards, where node owners will get tokens from the DeEEP network for hosting various nodes and validating work. Now rewards in this category can vary depending on the workload and the nodes being hosted. Now from what I understand, NerdNode will distribute the workload fairly, but there is the potential to carry a greater load based on the amount of work and the number of devices available on the network. Now there will be a base amount of workload per device, but your device can also be assigned more, and thereby you can earn more if you are given more work. Now this is where the 70-30 split of the revenue comes in. The client pays NerdNode, and NerdNode converts and pays you your 70% cut in the form of DeEEP tokens. Now overall, this entire idea of validating multiple blockchain networks through a decentralized approach using an easy to plug in and play device is an amazing idea. From a business standpoint, it's a perfect setup for NerdNode and the DeEEP community as a whole. I think this will definitely help scale their business alongside scaling the DeEEP network itself. Now, like me, I'm sure all of you are still wondering what the earning potential and ROI will be, but none of that information is available yet. But they did provide a hypothetical example of the projected rewards that you might see from one of the thousands of workloads that are ready to be deployed across the network. Now, I don't know about you, but it does look pretty good to me, especially because it is passive income. Now, unlike other crypto miners or nodes where you are only rewarded from one single project and with one single token, this device is integrated into many projects that are actively managed by NerdNode. I figure owning this device is like owning a mutual fund made up of many different crypto projects that pays out a bunch of dividends. If I'm following that analogy, NerdNode serves as the fund manager, managing all of the transactions, leaving you to collect all the rewards, minus their fee, of course. Now, the other nice aspect of this project is that you are paying a wholesale price for all of the components that make up this device, and if for any reason the project does not perform well, you basically paid for a PC worth the same value of the parts that you can repurpose and reuse for something else. Now that is something that you can't say the same for some other cryptocurrency miners and projects that become obsolete over time. For example, Bitcoin ASICs. You can't repurpose those and they become obsolete very quickly over time. This you can always repurpose for something else. So in conclusion, the DeEEP network offers an innovative way to participate in the Web3 ecosystem by monetizing your unused bandwidth securely and efficiently. With its community-driven approach and robust security measures, DeEEP is poised to become a significant player in decentralized computing. Now, I've had my unit for a little over a month, and I'm seeing updates and enhancements every single day. NerdNode and the team managing the DeEEP network are highly engaged, and they are always active on Discord, and they're constantly providing updates on progress and enhancements that they're making, which is happening at a breakneck speed. Now what that means to me, and all of this creates a solid foundation to build a great project on, and in my opinion has huge potential over other DeEEPin projects. Anyways, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please subscribe and smash that like button. If you want one of these for yourself, feel free to use my link in the description section below and my code for an additional discount on purchasing your unit. Anyways, thanks for checking out this video. If you want to be the first to see new crypto miner videos or devices, make sure you hit that bell icon to get notified when I post new content. Until next time, see ya.